The name is a mouthful, but it has become a small crossover to beat. Subaru's 2018 Crosstrek 2.0i limited subcompact SUV sets the standard for value and safety features in a small SUV. For those who can afford it, parents may consider it the vehicle of choice for kids with new driver's licenses. Most teens won't mind. Unlike conservative clothes, early curfews, getting plenty of rest and eating balanced meals, the Crosstrek isn't just sensible, it's cool. The Crosstrek, which is all new for 2018 despite looking a lot like last year's model, also offers good fuel economy and chic SUV wrapping. A 152 horsepower, 2-liter 4-cylinder engine and all-wheel drive are standard on all Crosstreks. Like other Subarus, that engine is unique, horizontally opposed, to use industry speak, meaning the cylinders are aligned in a different way than in most engines. The Crosstrek is among the largest vehicles in the growing and popular class of subcompact SUVs. At 14.6 feet long, it's 14.5 inches longer than a Ford EcoSport, 8.2 inches longer than a Chevy Trax and 6.1 inches longer than a Honda HR-V. Other direct competitors include the Fiat 500X, Jeep Renegade and Mazda CX-3. They're all smaller than the Crosstrek too. For comparison to compact SUVs, the Chevrolet Equinox is 15.2 feet long and Subaru's Forester measures 15.1 inches. The Crosstrek's passenger compartment is larger than all the competitors except the Jeep Renegade. The front seat has plenty of leg and headroom, and a small but useful storage bin in the center armrest. Rear legroom is as good as anything in the class. At 20.8 cubic feet behind the rear seat and 55.3 cubic feet with the back seat folded flat, cargo space is among the best in the class. Only the HR-V and Renegade offer more in both configurations. In addition to its many safety features, the Crosstrek comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for easy, hands-free access to smartphone features, including music and navigation. After several years when Subaru relied on bulky touch panel controls for audio and other features, the company has returned to conventional dials and buttons. Combined with good voice recognition and a large touchscreen, the result are controls that are as simple and intuitive as anything on wheels. The steering is responsive and the ride is smooth. The Crosstrek's small size makes it exceptionally easy to park in tight spaces. The adaptive cruise control, in addition to being rare on vehicles in this class, works well, smoothly maintaining space between vehicles and traffic. Road and wind noise are very noticeable on rough surfaces and at highway speeds. It's hard to carry on a conversation with the hands-free phone system at highway speeds. The Crosstrek is an all-new vehicle, based on a modern new vehicle architecture, but it looks so much like the old model that owners will be excused if they walk up to the wrong car in parking lots. The styling is not unattractive, but calling it derivative of its predecessor is an understatement.
If you're anywhere near Friday's printed Wall Street Journal, it will be hard not to spot the headline, right there on the front page, "Tesla faces crunch as cash hoard thins." The story crystallizes what some critics have been saying about the Baron's next 50 company for some time. The Journal wrote, the automaker is entering one of the most critical phases in its history, a make-or-break period in which Tesla must boost production of the Model 3 or possibly face severe financial consequences. Tesla has said it intends to be producing 2,500 of the cars by the end of Q1, and twice that by mid-year. The spotlight on Model 3 production has been intense. Bloomberg has created a tracker that estimates that the company is currently producing 737 of the cars a week. And the Mercury News recently published an article profiling Model 3 stalkers. Wells Fargo, meanwhile, estimated between 600 and 700 earlier this week. On Thursday, CNBC reported on a high ratio of flawed parts and vehicles made by Tesla, saying those flaws have hampered Model 3 production. Tesla denied those reports, and one analyst published a photograph of a factory lot packed with cars, calling the CNBC author a clown. The Model 3 is crucial for Tesla, which offered it at a base price of $35,000. The price was a signal to consumers and the marketplace that the company was ready to be a mass-market producer. Success would strengthen its position in a growing market as competition intensifies, which other automakers are increasingly signaling, and moderate its need for more outside funding. Slip-ups naturally raise questions about the company's ability to deliver on that promise, but also about when, and at what terms, it might need to raise money. Some bulls, however, argue that, generally speaking, quality and productions are dimming demand for Teslas. As of now, we believe that no measurable impact to demand exists as a result of these issues, Nomura Instinet analysts wrote Friday, even as they admitted risk to projected production levels. Meanwhile, shares of Tesla, which have slightly lagged behind the S&P 500 this year but outperformed it over the last 12 months, were off some 1.5% in Friday morning trading. And the stalkers were still stalking.
Nissan has long been rumored to be working on a bigger version of the Leaf to produce an all-electric SUV or crossover. 7 years after releasing the Leaf, Nissan has yet to bring the vehicle to market, but an executive now says that it will come to production based on the iMAX concept. The head of Nissan Design in Europe, Mamoru Aoki, confirmed the news to Autocar this week. He said, "The iMAX is not just a concept car. In a few years, it will appear in production. That's surprising considering that the iMAX concept is quite futuristic looking and wasn't expected to be something that would make it to production, since Nissan referred to it as a vision of the future." It was unveiled in October last year, and Nissan claims that the concept is powered by two high-output electric motors at the front and rear, enabling all-wheel drive. The dual motors have a combined power output of 320 kilowatts and 700 newton-meters of torque. Without specifying the capacity, Nissan says that the battery pack is high capacity with increased energy density, enabling more than 600 kilometers, about 372 miles, on a single charge. Now Aoki has also commented on the vehicle's interior. He said, "The interior is notably bigger than with a conventional vehicle, and there's much more usable space, thanks to the totally flat floor allowed by the underfloor battery pack." The dashboard is also pushed right back towards the windscreen because the heating, ventilation and aircon HVAC unit is under the bonnet. That's the interior of the concept that they originally revealed.
In 2 weeks' time, the Toyota RAV4 won't be the only new compact crossover at this year's New York International Auto Show. Subaru has also teased a redesigned SUV set to debut in the Big Apple. Like Toyota, Subaru will be unveiling the fifth generation of its popular model. Few details have been released alongside the teaser image, which shows the passenger side C-shaped rear tail light. The lighting design has become common across Subaru's lineup over the years. Expect other styling cues to be borrowed from the Visive Future concept. The Forester will continue to have a four-cylinder boxer engine under the hood, likely to be borrowed from the Impreza. As with most of its models, power will be sent to all four wheels. Enthusiasts may be surprised to find that a CVT may be the only transmission available. The Japanese automaker has recently stated that it is considering stepping away from manuals in the name of safety. The Forester was first introduced more than 20 years ago. The current model is powered by a 2.5-liter motor producing 170 horsepower, while an optional 2.0-liter turbo puts out a 250 horsepower. Those numbers may be adequate for the average driver, but some Subi fans continue to hold out for a 300 horsepower STI variant. The new model will also be priced differently than the outgoing one. The 2019 Subaru Forester will make its world debut on March 28.